Welcome to this podcast, a safe space to help you let go what is no longer serving you and let's go into action. I am Liliana, your host, and I am a Thanatologist, that is Death, Loss, and Bereavement Studies, and a bioenergy healer practitioner. I help women to heal silent losses that they have not recognized as such, and to emotionally and energetically align them with their higher call, with their vision. In this podcast, I will be interviewing women coaches, holistic practitioners, entrepreneurs, women of wisdom that can share with us valuable insights and personal experiences to inspire you and support you into becoming the woman that you are meant to be. Please subscribe to the channel so you can join me in the next episode, and let's move to the conversation. Hi everyone, welcome to this episode. Today with us we have Carolyn Beauchamp. Carolyn, how are you?
I'm very well, Liliana. How are you?
Very excited to have you. I remember last time we met is because you interviewed me for your own podcast, and now you are here in mine, and I really enjoy these chats that we have. So tell our audience, please, what is it that you do as a coach?
I am an advanced certified clinical hypnotherapist, and I was trained extensively in trauma and abuse. But I see clients in every imaginable challenge, from smoking cessation to weight loss to fears and phobias, to childhood trauma, and even some people just for wanting to excel more in their life, and they want to up their game, and so they want to have more confidence and be more assertive or be more productive in their life. So it really crosses a broad spectrum.
Wow, yes, I understand that hypnosis is a very good technique to not only go and heal your emotional body, well, and your mental, but also even to improve your general quality of life, right? There's so many areas that you can help people. That's very, very interesting. And what can you tell us in your own journey? Why are you in this journey? Was it a passion of you? And what do you have to let go of to become what you are here? Tell us a bit about yourself.
Wow. Well, it was a very, very twisty, turny situation, which I chronicle in my recent book, Horses to Higher Consciousness, Riding the Cosmic
Wow.
Current.
Wow.
And it really tells a story. I didn't come from the mental health profession. I came from a professional family. My father was a dentist. I worked for him since actually the time about 14 in his office after school and summers. And I was being groomed to go into the family business. I was a little bit more of a black sheep, and I felt like a misfit with no working compass because I didn't fit into the program of what was expected of me. So I had to learn to trust my intuition and let go of their expectations so that I could honor my own. So that was a really big letting go for me. And as I went through the journey, I was in many different professions. When I was young, I actually was an exercise girl for a racehorse farm for the thoroughbred racing because I loved horses, and I started on my granddad's farm riding horses, and then my parents gave me equitation classes. So that was my passion, and I wanted to be in the Olympics. And that was something I had to let go of as well. Very early in my life, I learned about letting go because my beloved riding instructor, when I was only 14 years old, was fired. And I was in a very small town and no one replaced him. So I was not able to continue with my equitation. And I had to ride the horses at my granddad's, but my riding career was finished. So that was the first letting go. And then I had to let go of being in this environment of college, being in the dental field, and knowing it wasn't for me. And even though it was expected, I had to let go of that and trust my own inner guidance. So I segued off on my own, and I pretty much just landed into modeling, and that new career was started. So I did that for a period of time, and I also was very attracted to singing and music, although I didn't have any training in it when I was young. So I just, with that passion and desire, started practicing and found myself working, entertaining in Chicago with some wonderful musicians. But then both of those careers I had to let go of when things kind of shifted and I segued into acting. And
Oh,
so,
wow. So here I'm going to stop you because this is very interesting. You were going to continue with other things that you have to let go to become what you are now. Okay, so first, letting go of the expectations of others. That's a heavy burden because sometimes we don't have the strength to do it, and we follow the steps of what our parents are expecting to do us to do, or society, or tradition, or culture, or anything else that is anything anybody else that is expecting us to do something. No, it's well, very, very good to let go. You had the strength to say, I'm going to have my own path, my own journey. And then you love the horses. This is for me to do. But then for circumstances out of your power, you have to let go of that. And that's a loss because it was a very it's a dream of you, a passion of you, and letting go of that hurts more than letting go of the expectations of the parents because that's a good riddance. But letting go of your own expectations and dreams, that's a hard one. And then you go into this modeling, singing it, a completely different world, completely different expectations from those people that were hiring you. And okay, so now continue because you have a lot of changes in careers. So go continue,
yeah.
please.
Okay. So with the modeling and singing, I was modeling and I was performing, but not to the degree that I could support myself solely from that. So I had to, I still did it, but I thought, okay, I need to let go of this, of hanging on so tightly. I need to venture into something to augment this. What else can I do? I started working for photographers as a professional makeup artist. I started working for cosmetic companies and spas as a makeup artist, and I added that to the resume. And then I added acting because one thing led to another. So I just started enrolling in acting classes and going to auditions, getting an agent, and I started performing. And then I auditioned for a theater troupe and I got in that. So I was like, oh, okay. So organically, the modeling and singing fell more to the wayside because I was working now in this new career. So I had to let go again.
Yes.
And, but I loved the singing. And so as these things progressed, I did augment with it. I ended up moving from New York to Florida. I was brought here by my theater troupe. And there again, once I was brought here, the producer canceled the contract over financial terms. So I found myself with nothing in a new city, a new state. I had to let go and go get a job in something else, which was
Other
right.
expectations of being a star, a movie star, who have fame or something like that. And now you are a job like just to survive, right? So there are other feelings, I'm sure, that you collected in your bag of disappointments.
And then I added real estate to it. So
Oh
I
my goodness, a complete different change. Okay, so
complete.
from there, how was that the jump from the real estate now into now the therapist?
This was another interesting segue because I always, as I was growing up, I was reading Sigmund Freud when I was 17. I always was interested in how the mind works, and I was always throughout, ever since the time I was like literally 18 or 19, I was taking yoga classes. Yoga back then was not what it is today. It was really very
Hmm.
new. We're talking the 1970s. And it
Hmm.
was very early, but I was taking yoga classes and I was reading spiritual, metaphysical books. I moved to Hollywood briefly, and this was before I came to Florida. And I was reading Paramahansa Yogananda, the autobiography of a yogi. I always had this leaning for the otherworldly. Who am I?
Mm-hmm.
Why am I here? What's going on? So as I was doing all these other things, I was very involved in the search for the meaning of life. And so I was doing the yoga, and I decided after I was in a terrible car accident, I was rear-ended by a truck and I couldn't even walk initially, and it was a very long rehabilitation.
Oh, wow.
My gradual yoga practice at home myself, incrementally every day, got me over the hump. And when I was back, I said, if I can do it, other people can do it. So I went and took the training. So I
Oh,
became a yoga
good.
instructor. When I was working, I was working for a gentleman who had just opened, well, he didn't, yeah, he was just opening a hypnotherapy practice. And so I was teaching yoga there, and he said, oh, I think you'd be really good at hypnotherapy. You should consider it. So I said, okay, that sounds interesting. So I went and took the initial training. I said, I'll go take the basic training, and if I like it, we'll see. So
Mm-hmm.
I did the initial training and I loved it. So I decided I'm going to go on and do my advanced study, because at that point I was a hypnotist, just a basic
Mm-hmm.
hypnotist.
Yes.
And so I said, I really want to go more in depth. And that's when I went back for 2 years to get my advanced certified clinical hypnotherapist designation. And
Oh, that's very good. That was very smart because I imagine that you really need the studies to go deep into how you're going to help people heal the trauma that they're coming to your practice. So having such a variety of people that you can help, I would like to ask you for a piece of advice that you can tell our audience, our listeners, of of something that you do to your own clients when somebody is willing to do this therapy. What is
Mhm.
it that is going to help them? But I mean, you have so many different people you can help that I don't know what you're going to answer to me. So focus in one person that you can help. Let's say our audience is ladies that have a higher call, that are ready to put it to action, but something is holding them back. So, what would you
Mhm.
tell to somebody with that call?
Well, I have so many different modalities and so many ways to achieve this, Liliana, that it's kind of difficult to answer in a very specific way. But what I will say is, I went through my hypnotherapy training. I had to go through my own transformation. I had to go deep within, and I had to be the actual client and
Mhm.
process my own trauma so that I wasn't triggered once I got into the position of helping others, so that I could hold a safe container for them to do their work. And so the most important thing that I had to go through was my own trauma and abuse, my own challenges, and they may not be the same as everybody else, right? That we're all different. But what I had to dig deep to find, what are my own saboteurs? What is it about me? And by doing that and then starting to work with my clients, what I came to is the basic common denominator. At first, I would have people come and say, well, I'm not rich enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not smart enough, I don't have the best, the right job, I'm not this or that. And I finally, after a period of time, realized it's not rich, smart, pretty. It's just I'm not enough.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
That
I am not good enough.
not even good, just I'm not enough.
Oh,
It even
there's a
takes away.
difference.
Yes, it went. Went deeper and deeper and deeper because I saw the same patterns with people, and I finally came to it's just I'm not enough because of all the programming that we had. You have to be this, you have to do that, you have to succeed. All the expectations, like what I experienced with my family. And I
Mm-hmm.
wrote all about it in this book of the transformation, the weaving through all of those different careers and all those
Mm-hmm.
experiences feeling that I wasn't either. I have to be a model. I have to be an actress. I have to be a singer. I have to be a yoga teacher. I have to, until, yes, I organically came to a point where I was able to be of service, which I realized finally, why am I here? I'm here to love and be of service. And
Mm-hmm.
how can I do that while also honoring myself? I still sing. I
Mm-hmm.
still enjoy creative arts. I still do things that I love. I don't have to do them as a full-time job, right?
Mm-hmm.
But with my clients, I like to work on, we need to find what I call the root cause, the core
Yeah.
underlying thing that's preventing them from being or doing what they really want. And
Mm-hmm.
we find that we find out, where is that core emotional feeling of why am I not enough? What were the expectations? And there's many ways that we
Yeah.
can do this work. And sometimes we don't even have to go and find that root cause. We can just change our mind, because I'm also an Advanced Psych-K facilitator. So I work with the brain and I do brain balancing. So we can change it in the quantum field like that, if we want,
Mm-hmm.
just by changing our mind and going into coherence with both hemispheres working together.
Yes, yeah. Wow. That's very key point that you said, that I'm not enough, is really whether you go deep in any therapy that you can to try to heal it, recognize it and heal it, or change it in the quantum, as you said, but it has to be recognized that
It
you
has,
that
yes,
that that's exactly the root of everybody. As you were saying your story, I resonated because I jumped from one thing to another through my life. I studied dentistry. I didn't practice. Translator, not practice. Sewing shop, only a few hours. Teacher, so many different things. And every time I change, I felt like a failure because I was not enough for that. And I was a collection of failures until I decided that no, they're not failures, there were experiences. And I was trying to find myself, and that's my own journey. And that's why I'm here doing my service, because I went deep enough to figure out why I wasn't feeling enough. Once you tackle that, doors start opening, doors that you didn't know they were there, but they've always been there. You're totally enough. So it's very important for the listeners that they realize if they still are feeling not enough, and do something about it. Totally do something about it. So thank you for sharing that. And now, before we go, I'd like to ask you if there's somebody in this audience that would like to have a practice, become a coach, or give a service of any kind, what what do you tell them that they could practice so that they can get one step ahead in their journey?
I would say the very first thing is search deep in your own heart, in your own beingness. What what do I really want? How do I want to serve? What do I have to offer? What am I feeling a desire for? Because one of the main things I say to all my clients is, if you desire something deeply, it means you're supposed to do it. You wouldn't
Ah,
have the desire if not.
yes.
So it really needs to start with, what brings me joy? Joy is a huge word. What brings me joy? What excites me? What makes me feel alive? And then do that. And it's going to be different for everybody. And even if you say, oh, okay, well, let's just use an example. Well, I love to golf, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be a golf pro, right? Or a golf instructor. Fair enough. Because, we don't all have the abilities that sometimes we want. But sometimes we don't have to, if you can incorporate that, your joy. So you do that for your joy. But how do you want to serve? What do you have to share? What have you learned? Just like you said, it's not failures. I acted, I sang, I taught music, I did real estate, I did hypnotherapy, I did yoga, I did them all. Well, I'm
A
not a
lot of things.
failure.
Yeah.
I worked at all of them. And I had all those experiences. So, what is the next experience you want to have? To I'm talking to the audience now,
Yes,
right?
yes,
What
perfect.
what's the next thing you would just really love to do, and how do you feel you could really be of service to humanity? We all need people that have a passion for service, but how can you do it with joy? How can you do it with excitement? Because if it makes you feel good, everything is energy. You're going to translate that energy to whomever you're working with. You have to have a passion for it. There has to be a spark. There has to be, I say everything is energy. Energy flows where attention goes. So is the more excitement that we have for something, the more the people that we want to attract who are going to work with us will feel that excitement too. So
Oh,
start with your own
definitely.
heart.
Yes, because that they can sense that. You don't have to tell them, you don't have to convince them. They sense that is something that is within your heart going out. And that spark in the eye is very, very important. That's very, very lovely. So now
That's the only
before we
place
go,
you're going to know it is right here, right? Because
yes,
the only place you're going to know it is in here. So the name of my company is Inquire Within, and that's because
yes.
we inquire within.
Everything is an inquiring within. That is right. So before we go, anything you like to share with us? Tell our audience anything?
Well, what I would like to say to the audience is if you can dream it, you can achieve it. If you love it, you can become it. And what we both said that we realized, Liliana, is they weren't failures, they were experiences. And we are just God experiencing Himself to more fully feel and learn and grow through us.
Oh, I
So
love that.
yes, the creator is just creating through us. We are all little individual
Yes.
sparks of source, creator, God. I tell my clients, I don't care what you call it. You can call it Gumby. It's whatever it is for you. But we're
Yeah.
all expressing more fully so that just the creator can express itself more. So allow yourself to have the experiences, one thing to another, and just experience them all and allow yourself to just move through it with grace
Mhm.
and ease and joy.
Yes. Grace and ease and joy. Beautiful three words to end this podcast. So, Caroline, it was a pleasure to have you. Thank you for coming with us and sharing this time with us.
I'm so happy I did. It was really wonderful. Thanks,
Bye.
Liliana.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Let Go and Let's Go. I really hope that we inspire you into moving 1 degree closer towards your vision. You deserve to live an inspired life. If you resonated with anything we said, or you'd like to learn more about how I can help you to get into alignment with your soul's purpose, please reach out. Love to hear from you. Send me an email, info@lilianachamberlain.com, or I will be leaving a link in the description. And please remember to subscribe to the channel so you can join me in the next episode. Meanwhile, remember, keep shining because your light is only meant to get brighter.